Welcome back, everyone, to the smartest year ever, our quest to become the world's greatest conversationalist. My name is Gordy, hello, and I was just wondering, why did America move Veterans Day to October and then quietly move it back? Give me 5 minutes, maybe you can work this into a conversation today, but first, like and subscribe if you haven't so you can keep up. I do this every single day. Tomorrow is Veterans Day. If you're a daily follower watching this on the day it came out, doesn't matter, you can watch it either way. But Veterans Day lands on November 11th because the guns of World War I fell silent at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. Pretty cool. Which is why when Congress tried to move Veterans Day to a convenient Monday in the 1970s, veterans groups and state governments flat out ignored it. In 1968, Congress passed the Uniform Monday Holiday Act. And the goal was to standardize several federal holidays to Mondays, boost morale and tourism and give workers predictable 3-day weekends. Presidents signed, airlines smiled, and calendars got cleaner. Memorial Day slid from May 30th to the last Monday in May. Washington's birthday, President's Day, became the third Monday in February. Columbus Day moved to the second Monday in October. And on paper, Veterans Day joined the trend, shifted from its fixed November 11th to the fourth Monday in October, effective 1971. And that's where the whole plan fell apart, though. November 11th wasn't an arbitrary date. It marked the day the war ended. Veterans groups, local officials, and ordinary citizens treated the October version like a scheduling error, essentially, and many states simply ignored the new rule and kept their ceremonies on November 11th anyway. And that split a federal observance one day, state and community observances on another, made for a bit of a mess because schools and banks closed on one date, parades were on another, etc. Let me know if you remember that, by the way, if you remember when they switched it, or if you remember anything about Veterans Day being on a different date. I'd be interested to hear from you in the comments. Or if you don't remember it, I'll still be interested to hear from you in the comments. Everything helps. Moving Veterans Day severed the living ritual from its origin story, essentially. Memorial Day had also moved, true, but Memorial Day was already a floating commemoration with multiple origin traditions and changing customs. Veterans Day was different. It began as Armistice Day, an anniversary precise down to the hour. And when you anchor a holiday to a moment like that, the moment that ended the war, it's harder to casually nudge it out of the way to make ski weekends better. And Congress heard the message. In 1975, lawmakers passed and President Gerald Ford signed a corrective law restoring the federal observance of Veterans Day to November 11th, effective 1978. The Monday idea survived for several other holidays, though, but just not this one. By then, state defiance had already turned this experiment, I guess, into a bit of a failure. And the rollback showed that convenience holidays and meaning holidays weren't necessarily the same thing. And there's a bit of a small civics lesson here, I feel like. The Congress can legislate and presidents can proclaim, but if states and schools and veterans halls ignore them, the policy becomes just a quiet referendum, basically. And Veterans Day failed the Monday test because people refused to trade symbolism for convenience. So there you have it. Tomorrow, when you see a ceremony at 11 a.m. on November 11th, you'll know it's there because people insisted that the calendar match the history, not necessarily the hotel bookings. What day do you think, here's my question, what day do you think should be a holiday but isn't? You don't have to take it too seriously, because what I'm thinking right here is the Monday after the Super Bowl. It would be nice to have that one off as a country. Let me know what you think of what should be a holiday but isn't, or what day we should all get off, but we don't. Election day or voting day, maybe? I don't know. Let me know. Go check out my sources, which can be found in the YouTube description. Leave me a comment, rate, like, subscribe. All of that's really appreciated. Share this with someone. That's awesome too. I hear that sharing is the most important thing. This doesn't have to be the one you share, but that's just something I learned, so I'm sharing that with you. Go check out the short version I do of all these across social media at Smartest Year Ever. That's where you can find me there for that 45-second condensed clip. And in the meantime, stay curious and stay clever on our quest to become the world's greatest conversationalists. I will see you tomorrow in the Smartest Year Ever.